Hey guys, wanted to gather and chat before practice, but it seems like the weather had different plans. So I want to hop on here and talk about a couple of thoughts that Jesse and I've had um, over the past couple of months. So here goes. The theme this year, I feel like, has been complacency. Um, Complacency, the definition is showing smug or uncritical satisfaction with oneself or one's achievement. So being, oh well, no big deal. That's complacent. So I want you to think about that while I chat for a minute. Um, we started this team so that y'all would have a safe space to play this game with close friends. I wanted everybody to get lots of playing time. Um, I did not want it to be so internally competitive that it was scary to make an error or a mistake, because I did not want you to have that pressure and feel like you couldn't have a bad day without being replaced on the team or in the lineup. I didn't want that. So that worked for a while. However, I think that structure has allowed for y'all to become too comfortable, and over time that has become more apparent in some comments and actions that are maybe a little bit disrespectful. And then, our last practice really made that clear to us as coaches, is that the level of disrespect was kind of getting out of hand. We even had a guest player there that was looking at our team because she had heard such good things. But, I don't know if I would want to join a team that had players that were making comments in the end of practice huddle. All right, 3, 2, 1, XYZ is done, or farting, or lots of side conversations, or, even before last practice, not taking our medicine that we know that we need in order to just play fundamental softball. Not like that taking a pill makes you like some crazy kind of, softball superstar. But when you're not taking your medicine, it's hard for you guys to play fundamentally. And, we are at that age that you guys need to start taking that kind of responsibility, to where when, parents are constantly having to ask you to do the things that are necessary to play this sport, we're past that. We're past that. Not wearing our contacts, not being prepared when you get to the field, being late, cleats not on, and then causing a distraction for the girls that are already warming up. And then, above all, not doing what a coach asks you to do for whatever reason. If I tell you, hey, first pitch is probably going to be a meatball straight down the middle, and you choose, and it's a choice, not to swing at that first or even that second strike, that shows Coach Jesse and I that you think that you know better, and that the time and effort that we are putting into the team is falling on deaf ears, and we're not helping you, get any better. You are choosing to not be coachable. And that's huge. Being coachable is part of what makes sports so important for life lessons. Being able to take instruction and criticism from someone and not taking it personal, and, being like, okay, I'm going to fix this and I'm going to try it their way because my way's not working. Those are the things that take a certain level of maturity. But I feel like, for whatever reason, we're missing the mark on that. So, I want you to pay attention, to yourselves. And if you're not feeling it, then talk to me about it instead of not doing anything, and blindly or blatantly disregarding our request. That's not cool. Call us Coach Aaron, Coach Jesse, the same as you would your school ball coaches. Do you think that in your school ball huddle at the end of a practice or the end of a game, you saying, can we just be done? Or letting a fart just rip and then everybody laughing, or the side conversations, do you think that would cut it with UA or Coach Lyerly or Coach Ray? I don't think it would. I don't think that would. I know it wouldn't cut it at the middle school level. So, and yes, we are a fun team. Jesse and I are fun coaches, and we, want to do things fun. We want to, have friendships. We want to meet at the pool. We want to do, fun things. But yet there still needs to be a level of respect and reverence when we are on the field. Okay, so that's pretty much what that one's about. We love you. Coach Jesse and I love you individually, together, outside of softball. I support you in all the things that you do. Injuries, we've sent flowers, we've called and talked, we've text messaged, just to check in, see how you're doing. I try to make sure that I am noticing all of the successes, and, bringing attention to those successes so that how much we appreciate your extra effort or your work. We give you homework. Jesse makes himself available at 6:00, starting at 6:30 in the morning, before a tournament. Because he knows that some of you have voiced concern and you want to meet goals, and we want to help you get to those goals. But when Jesse is out the door at 4:30 in the morning to go to work so that he can come home in time to be in the cage with you guys until 8:30, 9:00 at night, so that you guys get the reps that you want. And then the things that you go over in the cage, and when we get to a game, those things aren't being worked on, or, I don't really like to count out loud. I don't want to count. I think it's dumb, or I'm not doing that. Those are things that we're like, well, why are you guys even coming? Why are you even, in the cage? Why are we spinning our wheels here? So, it takes hard work on all of our parts and dedication on all our parts in order for this team to be successful. And we love doing it. We love it all. But I have to be honest with you, Jesse and I have become very frustrated because we feel like we are the only ones that care about success of the team. You guys get out there and you have fun and you goof off, and, you're rolling around in the dirt and you're playing and you're slapping each other's butts with chalk handprints and all of that. And that's awesome. But there is a time and place for it all. And, that success doesn't mean gold championships every weekend, but it does mean doing your job, right? Do your job. Play hard. Be hungry for competition. Put in work outside of practice. Each one of you need to ask yourself, is it fair that my coach works harder and cares more than I do? Is that fair? And if that's not the case, then maybe we need to take a look at ourselves and say, look, wow, if that's what we're projecting and that's not what we mean to project, what do we need to change? What do we need to do in order to be better, right? We've heard from several of you that you want to play in college, and that's awesome. We support you. But if that is what you want, what are you doing to get there? Are you working on your own? Not just weightlifting. Are you like weightlifting at school? Are you trying to get faster by doing, sprints? Are you doing cardio to help your endurance? Are you working on softball skills, doing dailies every day at home? Like I said, you were at the stage in your life that it doesn't matter if you want it. Wanting it is only a small fraction. You have to work for it. You have to eat right. You have to sleep right, right? All of this is not rocket science. Treat your body well, and it will be able to be there for you. But if we are not, then, come these last games of the day, we're going to shit the bed, which is basically, what we're doing. But here's the deal, right? We're going to be at this 2-day tournament. It's the last tournament of the season, of the spring season. I want us to leave it all on the field. I want us at the end of the day Sunday, for us to be like, you know what? Regardless of whatever outcome we have, we just played our hearts out. We had fun, and we dug deep. And sometimes that means that we win, and sometimes that means that we don't. But we can lose a game, or we can walk away from a game without regrets. And that's what I want us to do. I want to have fun. I want to continue to play everybody. I love that about our team. We all take part in every win and every loss. Who does that at our level, right? I mean, we've seen teams that show up with a 15-man roster, and all of those 15 kids are showing up for practices, and they're at every game, and they dress alike, and they're all, but they don't all get playing time. I don't want that to be us, okay? And I don't want your complacency to force our hand that that's the way that we have to structure the team moving forward. Is that, I don't want that. I want us to continue to be able to play everybody and everybody work hard together. I want us to play for each other, hold each other accountable while also building each other up. Show up for your teammates and friends. Do your job so that theirs isn't as hard as it has to be, right? We play as a team, and if somebody is consistently shitting the bed and not making adjustments, you guys, you make Jessie and I pull her hair out, but you're really disappointing your teammates. So be flexible. Be willing to make adjustments this weekend. And remember, we love you, but don't make us crazy. I'm already crazy. But try to do better so that we can all have a good time this weekend and will be able to end this season without regrets for this tournament, so that we can come back in the fall and pick up right where we left off. I don't want to have to hold tryouts because people aren't pulling their weight. I don't want to have to do that for the team. That's not what we want to do, but it's something that we feel like we are being moved in that direction because the lack of dedication and the disrespect coming from our players is getting a little bit out of hand. So take all of this with a grain of salt. Know that Coach Jessie and I love you. Enjoy your day tomorrow, Friday. Get all of your stuff together, and we will see you at the fields on Saturday. All right? Talk to you soon. Bye.